Hello to each and every one of the smiling faces out there. I hope you're all doing well on this glorious Sunday. Even though it's a bit rainy here in the UK, we're doing okay. So what we're going to take a look at today is, as you can probably tell by the thumbnail and the title, supposedly J.K. Rowling has actually responded about Johnny Depp being fired from Fantastic Beasts. So we're going to spin this around and jump straight into it. How J.K. Rowling apparently responded when Fantastic Beasts 3 decided to drop Johnny Depp. The Harry Potter franchise has been dominating popular culture for decades, with entire generations brought up on the Wizarding World. J.K. Rowling continues to expand that universe with theme parks, stage plays, as well as the FB film franchise, which is not really that good. The latter is directed by David Yates, who is planning a 5-film arc. FB3 has recently begun filming across the pond, here in the UK, although it made headlines after Johnny Depp was fired from his role as the villainous Grindelwald, and there's now also a report as to how author J.K. Rowling responded to this shake-up. So, Warner Bros. Asked Johnny Depp to step down from the FB franchise following his loss in the libel case against The Sun. While he was suing the publication for referring him to this, the judge ruled against him. While J.K. Rowling had previously been Depp's defender regarding his involvement in the property, that seemingly changed following his departure. It's getting thicker and thicker, guys. We're going deeper down the rabbit hole. The news comes to us from The Hollywood Reporter, which reported Johnny Depp's departure from the Fantastic Beasts franchise. Well, actually, they weren't the ones who actually reported it was other places. But again, these people need to have something that looks genuine. You know, it's better for them to say, The Hollywood Reporter, instead of something like Ain't It Cool News or something, something like that. Man, that's an old website. According to an unnamed insider, always the case, from within Warner Bros.' magical property, J.K. Rowling surprisingly didn't push back against the 57-year-old actor's firing. Given her previous unabashed support of him, this is a surprising turn of events. It is actually, it's a very, very surprising turn. Maybe because of what she's been saying lately, she's like, I best be quiet, I best agree with them, otherwise they're going to get rid of me next. Which they can actually, because a lot of people actually asking me about that, because they're like, can they actually fire her even though it's hers? She sold it all to Warner Brothers. That's what it is, that's why she's so rich, and that's why she was the first ever billion-dollar author and all this kind of stuff. I believe it's a bit under $1 billion now, and again, she sold all the rights to Warner Brothers. So, Johnny Depp was revealed to be Grindelwald in the final moments of the first Fantastic Beasts. It was a bold plot choice in which Colin Farrell's character was revealed to be the villain in disguise the whole time. Given Depp's ongoing legal battle with AH and all of these made against him, there were plenty of moviegoers who took umbrage with his involvement in the Harry Potter spin-off. Yet again, people just see a headline and they automatically assume that is correct. Remember guys, 2 sides to one story. But while backlash occurred as a result of his role as Grindelwald, author J.K. Rowling came to his defence. While a variety of celebrities have been involved in his ongoing legal battle with ex-wife, Rowling's comments were focused on his role in Fantastic Beasts, as she was previously quoted, "Based on our understanding to the circumstances, the filmmakers and I are not only comfortable sticking with our original casting, but genuinely happy to have Johnny Depp play a major character. I've loved writing the first 2 screenplays, and I can't wait for the fans to see the crimes of Grindelwald. I accept that there will be those who are not satisfied with our choice of actor in the title role. However, conscience isn't governable by committee. Within the fictional world and outside of it, we have all the rights what we believe in the right thing." So, but with the years gone by and Johnny Depp recently facing a loss in the UK courts, Warner Bros. Ultimately decided to part ways, basically fire him. J.K. Rowling reportedly didn't make a stand when it came to casting shake-up, despite her writing the script for Fantastic Beasts 3. We'll just have to wait and see who replaces him as the insidious wizard. Obviously now they're looking at Mads Mikkelsen. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love that guy, he's such a great actor, but it's not going to be good. FB3, I think that may be the end of the series. I don't think it's going to make anywhere near 600 million. Even though they're banking on these to make, 800 to $1 billion. It's not going to work. Johnny Depp's departure from Fantastic Beasts is the latest controversy to surround the upcoming threequel. For her part, J.K. Rowling has been making headlines for Murado comments which were perceived as this. Lead actor Eddie Redmayne himself condemned these comments, despite their continued working relationship. Additionally, a viral video went around the internet this year showing Ezra Miller doing this to a fan. Clearly, there's a ton of drama surrounding it, although the fandom is still eager to dive back into the Wisdom world as soon as possible. No, they're not. And with Ezra Miller still in the film, that has made a lot of people pissed off with him, because there's literally no evidence showing Johnny Depp doing any of these things. But there's actual footage of Ezra Miller doing, well, what they say in this article, and we've all seen it. I did a video on it earlier this year, and it's crazy to see that Warner Brothers are keeping him, someone with his actual video footage of him doing that action to a woman. But they're okay with that. They're fine with that. Because they're like, oh, we can't upset them, we can't upset him, and we can't upset anyone else who is associated with him. But it's okay to get rid of someone because a newspaper called him a name. That is it. Even though the judge, he said, oh, the newspaper can basically call you whatever they want. That's it. There was no verdict or anything stating that Johnny Depp is that. He just said, oh, I believe what the paper wrote. That's it. Again, someone who is old and out of touch. And, they say that to, the 129 pages as well. The actual document is just full of nonsense. It is so bad. But again, no, what do you expect from someone who has ties to AH, the Sun, and his own child is paid by Rupert Murdoch, the guy who owns the Sun. The company that Johnny Depp was suing. That just shows everything, and that just shows how deep the rabbit hole has gone. And it's absolutely crazy to see when you think about it. But that's what we got, guys, for that one there, and it's kind of sad to see. But what we're going to do, we're going to move on now to Jude Law. Jude Law addresses Johnny Depp's Fantastic Beasts role being recast. It was unusual. So this is coming from Fox News, but again, no, it's on pretty much every other one. Jude Law is speaking out about Johnny Depp's role in the Fantastic Beasts film being recast. Depp announced last week that he'd been asked to resign, basically fired. He has been accused of all of this by AH. He has made similar allegations against her as well. See, they got that part there. He's made similar ones, yeah. But he actually has evidence of her doing it. This is what this is what's mind-blowing to me, man. In the franchise, the 3-time Oscar nominee played villain Gellert Grindelwald as an old friend of Albus Dumbledore. Production of FP3 begun when Depp lost the case. Warner Brothers has announced the role will be recast, and we got Mads Mikkelsen like we were saying earlier. But this is what we got now. It's an enormous film, and there are many, many layers to it. It's probably one of the biggest productions I've ever worked on. And in a situation like this, you defer to the studio. That's all you can do, because you have to turn up and play your part. He also added, it was unusual for me because, in fact, on this particular role, Johnny had actually only done a day's filming, I think, on his own. According to the Hollywood Reporter, the Pirates of the Caribbean star had shot a single scene, but had signed a pay-or-play contract, meaning he'd be paid whether the film was made or not, even in the case of recasting. The outlet claims he'll receive an 8-figure salary, which is fantastic because he's getting his 10 million, which that's, literally, it's like a big FU to him, which I think is great. In a franchise like this, it's the studio and the company that makes the big decisions, Jude Law said. And you have to go along with those because we're just a member of the team. Which is what we've been talking about, some things like that for a long, long time now, because, again, you're being paid by the studio, and I understand, you got a lot of people stating, well, they need to protest, they need to do this, and they need to do that. Sadly, if they do something like that, they can have their contracts null and voided, they can be sued actually by the Warner Brothers or the whichever film studio, and it sucks to see because they basically got rid of a guy just because a newspaper called him a word. That is it. And that just sucks. If you are new to the channel, please like and subscribe, hit that notification bell for future updates, and I'll see each and every one of you soon.